I'm here with Courtney, who's just finished the 12-week VIP scoliosis program. And we're just going to have a quick chat about her experience with this. And hopefully, if you're watching this, you can get an idea of what it is that I do and how I operate. So, Courtney, I just want to ask you, what's been your experience with scoliosis so far in your life?
So my scoliosis was diagnosed when I was in grade school, probably when I was 8 or 9 years old. It was at 12 degrees, so it was pretty minor at the time. But I wasn't really in a financial position to do much about it. Surgery wasn't even considered at that time, but bracing was brought up, but it was very expensive. Regular visits to watch it were offered, but we basically just left it alone. And then it quickly progressed into the high 30s. So by the time I was 18 years old, it was about 38, 39 degrees. I've got a thoracic reverse C curve. And that's when I probably first started really paying attention to it. And I was an adult at that time, so I could sort of take matters into my own hands. So I started researching basically any surgery alternatives at that point. I was doing yoga, I was doing massage, the Scroth method. I bought the Pettibon system from a chiropractor I was seeing at that time. I did an intensive Scroth and Pettibon program through him, which was extremely helpful. I was actually able to get a little bit of relief and a little bit of reversal in the curve temporarily. I was supposed to keep up with it. And it was a great program, but it was just, I didn't keep up with the exercises and the stretching and stuff that I was supposed to be doing. So it, of course, reverted back over time. That was 15 years ago or so. So I was starting to feel that it was coming back, and I wasn't doing my exercises regularly. So I did get another X-ray, and it's still in the high 30s now. I'm almost 40 years old, so it's back in the high 30s. It was starting to feel a little stiff, starting to give me, maybe a little bit of pain just here and there. So I wanted to, pick another program back up. And
so that's why you started looking for something else to do.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And how did you find this program?
I had been following Ed's YouTube channel, his free resources, for quite a while, over a year. I just found it via Google search and was interested in the videos. I was sort of trying to follow along. There's a lot of videos out there, so I was trying to kind of pick through them and find out which one was the right ones for me. They were all great, but I wasn't really sure what order to do them in, if I was supposed to be combining them. It wasn't a regular program. It was just sort of a lot of mini clips. So that's how I came across it. And then was seeing the offers for the program, within those. So I looked into it a little bit further and bought the coaching program.
Yeah, I call it the VIP package. So what we've done is over the last 12 weeks, we've met weekly, and we've gone through the program and changed it and adapted it to you personally. What's been your experience of that? Any highlights, anything that you would do differently? Let me know.
Yeah, no, it's been great. It's exactly what I was hoping for. It was a lot of the resources that I had seen, exercises, stretches, I had started incorporating, but it put them together into a routine specifically for my curve and specifically for my body. It was customized to me. So it kind of brought a lot of chaos into an organized plan and gave me, the tools that I needed to be able to carry out a daily routine for myself moving forward.
Nice. And do you respond well to having someone help you weekly like we did, or would you be looking for someone to be more hands-off? Or tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, I for sure benefit from, having the accountability there. I like having the homework to do during the week, meeting with someone, making sure I'm doing it right. I like the feedback from someone else. I like that part of the discipline. I like to think that I'm pretty regimented and that I can be disciplined, but without that regular cadence of meeting with someone, a trainer or a coach or a professional, it's so easy to fall off track. So that's that's been the most helpful part of it, was the weekly meetings and being able to, take the program, work it on my own. And then when I had questions or needed the feedback, those weekly meetings were there to kind of course correct as we went along.
Perfect. And now you've done the program, who would you recommend it to? Like, would you have someone in mind to say, okay, you should do this program? Yes. I mean, I'll put you on the spot here, but
sure. Yeah. I mean, wow. That's interesting, because I, in my head, would love for I would love for my mother to do it, who she doesn't have scoliosis, but she has a bad back. I would love for her to do it. I would love for other girlfriends of mine with scoliosis. They have a different type of scoliosis than I do. I have a reverse C curve. My girlfriend has a reverse S curve, but I know, there's also programs out there specifically, through Ed, specifically for her type of curve. So I think anyone that is willing, anyone is looking for a surgery alternative that is just looking to take control of their body, their curve, their back, their pain management, their health in general. I mean, this program really focuses in on mobility, stabilization, keeping core strength, working on reversing, wherever the twist is, or wherever the curve is, wherever the bend is. In my case, it's also in my hips. It's also in my neck. It works every part of my specific body. So I think, anyone that has a area of their body that needs that attention, Ed is so, an expert in this area. He knows exactly, as soon as I point something out, he says, oh, that's happening because of this. Here's how to correct it. That's exactly what I needed. And I think that's exactly what I would recommend to anyone who, has anything they need to work through with their body. It can be tailored exactly for their needs. So I think it's good. I think it's good for anyone.
All right. Well, thank you, Courtney. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Sure.